Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, Nikki was on All About the Trees and she was talking about herself as well as Goomba and Jaguar. And the first thing that struck me was the beginning of the interview when she said that Goomba is not a prize. And, Tree said it first and then she said absolutely. And I said, wait a minute. You trying to be this man's wife and you saying he's not a prize? And like I said before in the previous video, she may not look at him as a prize, but another woman is going to come along, clean him up, dust him off, and he's going to be as shiny as a penny. So what one woman does not want, another one is going to pick up. You guys know the old saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
So, Nikki, you are the future wife of Goomba.
I could be.
You could be if you wanted to be.
If I wanted to.
You reserve the right. Let's say you reserve the right.
I'm finding out on the daily. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I mean that.
Well, because he's not a prize. We do realize.
Absolutely not. He's not innocent in this at all.
First of all, Nikki's talking about Goomba like if he doesn't have a say-so in this relationship. But that's what Jaguar was doing to him. He didn't have a say-so. Nikki's saying if she wanted to, she can make him a husband. Oh, no, honey. You're talking like if you crazy, too. You're talking totally out of pocket. You do know Goomba is a grown man capable of making his own decisions. So right off the bat, we see where Nikki, who is priding herself as being maybe a potential wife for Goomba, is dogging him. What kind of marriage does she hope to have with this man if she's going to disrespect him against the world? As your black king, as a black king, she's supposed to be pushing him up, uplifting him. Even if you got a beef in your home, you don't come out on national TV and dog this man like that he's not a prize. If he's not a prize, what are you doing with him? And since you picked him up and he's not a prize, what does that say about you as a woman? That you're going to pick up lesser than? And this is what I was saying before, ladies. When you start dogging your man out, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. Because if you're going to call him out of his name and he's lesser than, and he's shit, right? He's nothing. Then what does that say about you? You picked him up. What does that say about you as a woman? So Teresa asked her if Goomba is gay. She addressed the issue because it's been brought up before by other people. And she said she's not sure. She said she is still testing that to see if it's true. And I started to wonder, I said, how do you test that? Honestly, folks, how do you test if a man is gay? I mean, there are a bunch of ways you can do it, right? You can, for me, I guess I would observe if he's paying close attention to certain things like my lingerie, my clothes, pay close attention to my makeup. He knows my makeup better than I do, or, what goes with what, matching outfits. And a lot of times you can't even use that because let's say the man is born with a keen sense of fashion. Then that's natural. That doesn't mean he's gay. But if he, I guess, is always going away on a weekend with his buddies and he's coming back home and hiding stuff, want to wash his clothes real quick before you can get to it, wash away all that brown feces from out of the shorts before you can get to it, or the front of the underwear got brown stains, then maybe something is up, just little clues. But Nikki said she's testing it, and I'm just wondering, how is she testing it to see if Goomba is gay? And I'm telling you guys, if you're with a woman who is so out in the open about your sexuality all over the internet, you got to look at her sideways. What is her motive? Why is she outing you like this? I mean, the interview was great, but a lot of things she said she didn't have to say because it's really compromising Goomba and making people even look at him, with all these side eyes. Like, they look at him suspect. Like if they should be scrutinizing him more closer. So it's not a good thing to put your man, he's supposed to be her man, right? She says no, but yet she's having sex with him. So I don't understand the dynamic. Is this friends with benefits? I don't know, guys. This is the new age we're living in. People have friends with benefits. They're not really your man or your woman, but every now and again, they gotta hit it. Hit and run. You gotta be number one. There was a song called Hit and Run back in the day. These folks are hitting and running in today's society, honey. Everybody is just swapping all kinds of diseases because they're hitting and running, and they ain't taking no prisoners because whatever they got, you got, she got, he got, everybody got, because everybody is just out there busy having friends with benefits.
First of all, as far as the lifestyle they were living, they were not spending $10,000. If they were spending $10,000 a month, it was everybody's government checks put together. I do feel like they are misusing the mother, as far as elderly misabuse, as far as her mental state, her checks.
I guess everybody was wondering about the mother and her checks. Now we have Nikki saying yes, she feels as though the mother's check was being misused and she's being abused mentally. Now, we've heard Jaguar cussing at her mother before, so we know she's verbally abusive. So I'm wondering, why doesn't someone step in? Someone who knows the family, have their address, have their telephone number, etc., that they can pass on to the authorities. It's very easy and simple. All they got to do is call, and it's anonymous. You call Adult Protective Services, you give the address, telephone number, and state your case, what's going on, and they will go into that home and investigate and find out what's going on. Now, the mother may sit up there and say she's fine, she's not being abused, and her daughter does not verbally abuse her. So, and there's nothing they can do. But at least they would inquire and check it out.
Taking her money and doing what they want to do with it, and her left without things. And like now, it's really bad what they're going through now. Like, she has no way of digging herself out of this hole that they're in. Like, far as their living situation, far as that car that's due situation, it's like I feel so bad. Like, I even want to offer the mother somewhere to stay because they don't have a plan as of today, and that's why she's getting online every day, all day, on everybody's channel that would allow her to get on it just to probably make money to eat. But everybody not seeing that.
Well, Jaguar have a YouTube channel. Jaguar can post all her stories on her own YouTube channel and wait for that monthly check to come in, the YouTube check. And she'll have a source of income that way. And plus she's got other stuff like the Cash App coming in, etc. She should never be out of money because there's too much money coming into that family. With all those monthly checks, all those government checks, that's a sure thing. You don't have to worry about it coming in. You know for sure every first of the month or that first week of the month, those checks are coming. So they should never have to worry about if money is coming in. But the problem seems to be the money is being misused.
Everybody just seeing it as, oh, Jag's here, yay, 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 yay. Jag is going through something really deep. She need all them friends that's letting her come up on the panel to come together and help her literally far as the living situation, money to eat, clothes.
In terms of clothes, I would think by now she's got enough clothes. She don't need people to buy her or them clothes. In terms of eating situation, like I said, she's got outlets and she needs to spend less and keep out of them hotel rooms and stop spending fentanyl money on fentanyl weed and drinking and gambling. I mean, she's spending the money as fast as it comes in. So in terms of friends helping her, friends on the internet, she has no friends on the internet. These are all people who are trying to make a coin off of her. She goes on their panels and they make money off of her, depending on the clicks and the views. Their checks come in every month. They're not friends, they're acquaintances and associates. And Sean Davy Way already put it out there that he has helped her plenty, not only financially, but in every other way. But when he dropped the information that he helped her financially, people have helped her. I mean, there's so much you can do. The woman don't want to help herself, so what can you do? And so then she mentioned the car note, how long the car note was not paid. And I'm saying to myself, listen, Miss Nikki, nobody's about to come out here and donate to Jaguar's lifestyle. She wants to live higher than thou, like if she's got it that way. But maybe she needs to scale back like all of us. You know, when we don't have enough for anything, we know how to scale back and to do without. Maybe that's what she needs to be doing. If she went out there and got a $22,000 car, maybe she needs to go and buy a used car that's worth $5,000 and give up the $22,000 car. Buy the $5,000 car for cash. $5,000 to $10,000 for cash. Why does she need a $22,000 car if she can't afford it? But here's the thing. It really upsets me when these people want to live high and mighty and the big lifestyles. They cannot afford it, but they want you and I to pay for it. So now Nikki starts to talk about a car that was blown up in a strip mall, and she said she thinks both of them were in on it. But because Jaguar wants Goomba back and he don't want to come back, she decides to throw him under the bus.
About the car situation, I believe, my own opinion, that it was an insurance fraud between both of them, and they planned it. And now that she lost Goomba, she wants to tell that Goomba just blew up the car instead of telling that they were in a bind. They drove that car around the damn world to Chicago and back because he had to go pick her up from Chicago because she couldn't fly. The damn car was on his last leg, probably didn't run no more, they couldn't get home. What other thing would a husband and wife come together to do to try to make it home? So y'all got to think about that. Stop believing everything y'all hear.
So the next question by Trees was about the car. Nikki said she don't know what to say except that if Goomba goes to jail for blowing up the car, then Jaguar will also. Well, I've always maintained that because the ashes of her dead son is always in the car, except for that one night. She took it out. Why was it taken out on that particular night if she didn't know the car was going to be blown up?
So just know, if Goomba go to jail for the car, she going to jail for the car. Just know that it wasn't he blew up the car to keep her nothing.
In terms of the sex tape, Nikki said she didn't release it. She just was talking like if she released it just to mess with Jaguar's head, because Jaguar is always messing with her head.
If the sex tape comes out, it's going to blow up because she's doing her own promotion. She think that I released it because that's what I said on my page, but I ain't released nothing. So she said what she said. Listen to my interview too. Go back and listen to me. I didn't say that in there. I didn't say that. I said if he go to jail for the car, you told him to blow up the car.
So guys, this is a he said, she said. And it's going to be ironed out in the court of law if it ever gets there. But this is so dangerous and stupid and as dumb as hell. How are you going to be mad at your husband and you're trying to get even with your husband, so you put it out there that he blew up your car to put him in jail? Maybe she doesn't know that he's going to implicate her. All he got to say is she was accessory. She told me to do so. And then both of them are going down. But not only that, if any of them have enemies, if Goomba got enemies or Jaguar got enemies, they will take that information to the cop just to get even.
If she start an open investigation on that case, he's going to say, she told me to do this.
So it sounds to me as if Nikki has already discussed this particular situation with Goomba. He knows what he's going to say if the cops ever come knocking. and he has formulated his plan already. I guess he has reconciled the fact that he may go to jail, but he's not going to go there by himself. He's going to take Jaguar down also. If you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. So Nikki said Goomba reached out to her first. And then she got into it with Goomba because he was trying for her not to say that. Because remember, he's still trying to protect his marriage just in case he goes back to Jaguar. He don't want Jaguar to know 2 years ago, back in 2020, well, 3 years now, that he reached out to Nikki first. That means the marriage was in trouble. He was trying to reconnect back with Nikki. He don't want Jaguar to know this. Well, if you're done with your wife, as you say, and you don't want nothing to do with her, why are you worried that she knows that you reached out to an old girlfriend? She's always cheating on you. I mean, she's kissing girls. She's putting it out there that she was willing to go to the back of some room for a plate of food and was willing to get on her knees for a plate of food. You know, there was another situation with some other guy that even Goomba was so upset over because she had slept out that night. So why are you so worried, Goomba, that Jaguar is going to know this information, that you reached out to Nikki first? Is it because that you have hopes that maybe you and your wife will get back together?
Because they've been sleeping in cars for years. She, like they said, that when she disappeared for that year and a half and she couldn't talk or whatever she said, they was living in somebody's basement with no windows on a mattress. He was scared. They have been through some shit. I guess, because you got to realize, I'm just learning all this too. I guess she had disappeared off the YouTube scene for a year and a half or two. Maybe y'all know more. During that time, they lived, I don't know who, but they lived in a basement with no windows, just a nasty basement, no windows, sleeping on a mattress. And he said it was cold. And it was just weird. It was just nasty. And that was right before he got his VA check. So when his VA check started getting approved, which is about a year and a half ago, which was when she probably came out of hiding, they helped them get a place on with the mama name and drill name.
So when we see Jaguar crying and grieving and trying to set Gerald up to be knocked off, allegedly. Really, she's grieving over the checks, allegedly. She's grieving over that $1,800 being stopped because he's gone now. He can't contribute part of that money to the household, allegedly. Now, Nikki says she's just finding this out. So what's really happening here? She's trying to get even with Goomba because he released that information about her and her father molesting her as a little girl. So she figured, okay, all your secrets that you told me is coming out today. I'm telling. This is why, guys, it's very, very important who you tell your secrets to. If you have nobody to tell your secrets to, go confess it on a mountain. Go to the ocean and yell it. Go somewhere and just yell it on somewhere. Go in the confessional booth and confess your sins. But don't tell people that you are not sure if they're going to tell it after you have a falling out, because you don't know if you're going to have a falling out. But just to be on the safe side, don't tell your secrets to folks. And I know a lot of you out there are wishing you didn't tell your secrets to the people that you told your secrets to. Some secrets are better left unsaid. Some secrets you can take to your grave. All right? Don't feel as though you got to tell it all. If you can't go in the confessional booth, maybe you're too ashamed, you can't tell your priest, your minister, your bishop. You go on a mountain and you yell it. If you feel you can't do that, you go to the ocean and you yell it to the sea. If you feel you can't do it, then take it to the grave with you. So Nikki revealed the fact that Goomba did not file for divorce as yet. What's taking them so long? I'm telling you guys, I would not be surprised if Goomba and Jaguar reconcile. I won't be surprised because in spite of the fact that he complains, I think he misses being on the road with Jaguar. It was their little vacation away from everything, just being on the road and visiting their friends out there in Arizona. I believe he misses it. He misses the gypsy kind of life. Here they just pack up and go, and just if they have to stay stationary, their mama would stay stationary, but he and Jaguar would be on the road like gypsies.
Because we've been at it too, that because every day I keep finding more and more shit. I'm like, you ain't never filed for no divorce, you ain't never did this.
So these are the things that Nikki is talking about, that she feels as though he is going to go back to Jaguar. She doesn't want to open up 100% with her heart because she's not sure. And there's nothing worse than being unsure in a relationship and the man is trying to hide stuff from you. He says he's done with a wife, but you see signs that he's not really done. Then you can't really jump into it, open nose and all, with your heart 100% in, or else it's going to get broken. And this is why we hear her say from time to time, they're just friends. You know, there's nothing between them. I don't believe that for a second. She wants to love up on him. She wants him to love up on her. But she's afraid of being brokenhearted. Because she said she left him the last time. He did not leave her. And for a lot of people, they try to get even. Okay, you left me, we back together. This time, I'm going to make sure I'll leave you. A lot of people are like that. You know, they got to make sure that they're not looking like the fool the second time around. So she's afraid that Goomba may leave her this time. That's why she's saying we're just friends.
I'm be done too. I'm not about to be protecting nobody who still just cut me in the back. Yes, I gave him coochie, but that ain't why.
So that was Nikki admitting that yes, they did have sex. They did sleep together. So here's Nikki saying that she would have allowed Jaguar and everybody in that house to come stay at her because she's got a big house and she can accommodate all of them. But that's not the point. The point is you do not let people who have evil in their thoughts and mind to come stay with you. I understand she's kind-hearted, but at some point you gotta say, is this lunacy? At what point do you say, no, there's no way I would do this because this woman has threatened Goomba. And even with the threats that she made with Goomba, I believe Nikki would have allowed her to stay. But when she crossed the line with the children and talked such evilness about the children, that's where she crossed the line. But you gotta wonder, why do people entertain such drama in their lives? Because you know it's a foregone conclusion. You know how this is going to end. If she had invited Jaguar to come live with her mama, Legina, Sam, can you imagine the mess? And then Goomba there. So Goomba, ex-girlfriend, all them would be staying at. And he would be screwing his wife and the girlfriend. How would this go? So I think Nikki would have been asking for trouble. Jaguar would have unalived her right there in her own house.
And like I said again, if Jag wouldn't be so whatever she is, evil, it's room here for her, Mama Legina, and all the rest of them. As of today, no, because I don't trust her around my kids. But I'm just being real with you.
Nikki did say her house is paid, but it just seems to me as if she's kind of stressed for cash. Somehow that's the feeling I'm getting, as if she needs cash for some reason. The house is paid for. I don't know if the car is paid for. She's got a teenage daughter. Maybe she needs money to send her to private school. I don't know. But it seems as though she's really wanting to rent rooms or part of the house out. I don't know how the house is set up. Maybe it's not set up where it can be apartments. Maybe she needs a contractor in there to divide up the house and get apartments going, maybe 2 apartments, and rent those out. But don't bring in people who you know is going to turn your life upside down just because you need some money. I don't know what she needs money for, but I'm getting the feeling she needs money. And that's why Goomba is there, for her to collect half of that check. This is all alleged. I could be wrong, but that's the feeling I'm getting.
But no, I'm just being real though. Like I don't like the fact that the mom I even got on him about that. How you can let your wife and shit get addicted, and you expect to come over here and show me you the kind of man that I need in my life? Never. So therefore,
what was his reasoning for that? Why did they?
Well, about that, they came up with that together.
Nikki just needs to choose a side. Which is it? You're gonna be with him as a husband, as a potential wife? Or are you going to never be with him? Because she said He came over here trying to show me that he is going to be the man in my life. Never.
Was a dummy. Now, what I am doing genuinely is protecting him from death. Said again, if Jag wouldn't be so whatever she is, evil, it's room here for her, Mama Legina, and all the rest of them.
So Therese asked her, how come they fell so far back with the rent and got evicted? So Nikki began to explain.
They came up with that together. They came up with that together because they wanted to get that rent relief to come pay their bills. So they banked on that. You know how you can't bank on it? They intentionally not paid the rent. Because they thought the rent relief was going to come through. Emails to make sure it was going to like pay up back 3-4 months or something. And I'm like, that was stupid because that ain't nothing you can bank on. Well, we got it before.
So Nikki was spilling all kinds of tea. It's very dangerous to tell folks your business. Folks, you're not sure if they're going to keep your secret, okay? But Goomba is another one. Some things you got to hold. You can't tell your new woman or your ex-girlfriend because you know if you fall out with them, they're going to tell your tea. So this plan to get the rent relief worked the first time because they got it before. So they figured they'd do that scam again, trying to get his rent relief, stop paying their rent and have the government pick it up because that was during COVID time when the government was picking up a lot of things and paying a lot of rent for families. But it didn't work this time around because the rent relief been over. So then Therese asked Nikki if Jaguar's mother knew about it. And she says no, she don't think so. But that's not something you tell your parents, right?
I don't think I don't think she is capable of knowing what's going on. I think she's just older and she needs somebody I think she needs somebody to take care of her for real. Like, if Goomba wouldn't have been in this such fire, I even all told him, like, the granny can come here. The granny, it can come here. Like, if she really just had to sleep in the car, she can come here.
I don't think Nikki knows what she's bargaining for. Even if the granny came to stay with her, then she got to deal with the granny's daughter, Jaguar. So Therese then wanted to know if the grandmother, Jaguar's mother, sleeps in the car also. And she says she is not sure, she don't know, but, you know, when the money runs out, she don't know where they're going to sleep. Because, remember, folks, a lot of the money is being eaten up by hotel bill. The amount of money they pay for 1 week of hotel stay, it's a whole month of rent.
Not as of today. They might be in a hotel, but when the first of the month money run out, I don't know what they're going to do. Everybody just get paid. Yeah, I heard she get 2 checks, one in the first and one in the middle of the month.
Boy, oh boy, that Nikki, she sure can sing like a parrot, can't she? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please press the subscribe button at this time. Thank you. But folks, Nikki cannot think that this is cool, what she is doing. She cannot. This is very dysfunctional in my eye. There's no way I would get together with an old boyfriend, man friend, and throw him under the bus in this way and is sleeping with him at the same time. There's no way. I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out. What's her angle for doing this? To get even because he spilled the beans on something very personal that she told him? I can't figure it out. Why is she doing this? It's not like if he's an enemy. They just got together and trying to make this relationship work. Surely this is not a way to try to make it work. YouTubers, drop your comments. And for those who have not hit the subscribe button, please do so before leaving the page. And maybe that's why Goomba is holding out and is not filing for that divorce, because he realized, as bad as Jaguar is, maybe he had it better with her, because Nikki got a whole lot of rules and regulations and restrictions, and she does not keep his secret. So, you know, you got to weigh your apples and your oranges. And a lot of times when you think the grass is greener on the other side, sometimes it's not. Jaguar made her mistake by threatening to unalive him. That's where she went wrong. That's why he don't want to go back. But if she didn't say those words to him, he would have went back in a heartbeat, because his heart is really over there with Jaguar. YouTubers, drop your comments. I'm over now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.